Ice skating may be the most graceful sport of all time. The athletes look pristine on the smooth ice like a fantasy come true, but in reality, it takes a lot of grit and determination to make everything look perfect, and sometimes things don't go as planned. Watch this video to find out how Madison Chock and Evan Bates won Skate America and what happens next. First up, barely skating by. Madison Chock and Evan Bates have once again made America proud. They took the first place trophy to extend America's winning streak one more time. So far, the USA has won Skate America for 14 consecutive years. Seriously, is anyone else even trying? But it was far from an easy win. Chock and Bates made critical mistakes that almost cost them the gold. Their primary competition was fellow Americans Hawayek and Chock Baker. Chock and Bates scored 202.8 points overall, just 0.73 above Hawayek and Baker's 202.07. The crucial blunder came during the free dance portion of their routine. Chock and Bates failed to impress the judges with their character step sequence and got 0 marks for it. They could not stretch their routine from one side of the board to the other. We mean, really, after nailing a routine full of complicated maneuvers, to lose out on a technicality is just an insult to injury. Their unforgivable mistake allowed Hawayek and Baker to take the lead from their training buddies for the first time in their 45 head-to-heads. Still, they could not earn first place and instead settled for the silver medal. Third place was won by Canadian couple Mary Jade L'Oreal and Romain Legat. They were well behind the Americans, though, with 178.3 points. Red, white, and blue forever, right? Coming up, explain yourself. Both couples are not unaware of their mistakes. Madison and Evan got engaged in June, and this is their first time stepping into the limelight since their longtime training partners and friends, Madison Hubbell and Zachary Donohue, retired. At 33, Evan is the oldest skater in the rink right now. Obviously, that's no excuse for the problems they faced this time. Speaking to reporters after their performance, they let their fans know that they'll fix it. They know that there is work to be done and they won't shy away from it. Madison admitted that the problem was simply that this rink was bigger than the one they have at home. They just aren't used to it. Skating routines are meticulously choreographed and any minor change can throw the whole thing off. It appears that that's what happened here as well. But who cares? They still got the gold in the end. All's well that ends well, right? Well, not for these two perfectionists. They are determined to be even better at the NHK. This time, they'll be prepared for any challenges that might come at them. They have a couple of weeks before the NHK trophy in Japan, and they'll use that time wisely. Wow, it seems there is no crazy celebration for this couple. Straight back to the ice. The couple earned their first medal way back in 2015. They became the world bronze medalist at the Grand Prix Series. Since then, they have only moved up. Fingers crossed that nothing jinxes that. Next up, it's time to shine. They were not the only Americans shining this year. There were many old and new faces that made us proud this time around. The World Junior Championship. Isabeau Levito took up second place and made history at the women's event. Her podium finish made her the youngest woman ever to get the honor since 2007. Levito, who was third at the World Championships, found herself in the limelight after the retirement of her teammates too. Maria Bell and Alyssa Liu have now left skating, and her third teammate, Karen Chen, is on an indefinite break while she studies at Cornell. Her main goal this entire time was to appear mature. She wanted to break away from her position as just a junior athlete, and she did just that. She had a lot to make up for. First, her program was short, and then she spun out on an opening triple Lutz triple toe loop, but she would not let that deter her. She hit a triple salcho, a pair of double axels around a triple flip, then fought for the landing on a triple Lutz triple toe loop. To finish everything off, she did another combination to post a score of 206.66 points. Still, she was miles behind the gold medalist. World champion Kaori Sakamoto of Japan was in a league of her own, it seems. Her routine on Sia's elastic heart was flawless and had the crowd in a near hypnotic trance. She posted a final score of 217.61 points and got her third consecutive Grand Prix title. Don't worry, Levito, you still have plenty of time to shine. Not to mention, it's raining medals. The Americans really came ready to win it all this time. They just wouldn't stop winning, it seems. Hawayek and Baker won the day on Sunday. Their free dance routine was faultless, and it brought them close to almost winning the biggest trophy of their career. If they had kept Chock and Bates at bay, they would have won their first Grand Prix since the 2018 NHK trophy they won. Hawayek is confident that this was just the beginning. She feels grounded with Jean-Luc, and they really own their routine. She believes that they have what it takes to be the world champions this time. Big words, Caitlin. We hope you can live up to them. Amber Glenn also made her first Grand Prix podium. At 22, she was already on her way to greatness. Glenn attempted the daunting triple axel during her performance, but sadly missed a rotation. If she had achieved the feat, she would become only the 6th American woman to do so. She is the 2022 Skate America bronze medalist, though. Maybe that can be her consolation. This was the first time since 2003 that America had a landslide victory at Skate America. They won 3 of the 4 titles up for grabs. Of course, this excludes the 2020 Skate America because it was predominantly American anyway, due to COVID-19 travel restrictions. But as always, things are not as simple as that. Moving on, where is everyone else? The athletes at this year's competition were a little sparse, to say the least. Many big names were not in attendance this time around. Olympic gold medalist Gabriela Papadakis and Guillaume Cizeron were nowhere to be seen. The French couple was the most formidable duo to beat on the ice, but they chose to sit this session out entirely. In fact, they might be done competing at all. On top of that, Olympic silver medalists Victoria Sinetsina and Nikita Kanchelapov were not invited this year. They are both Russians, and the ban on all Russian athletes meant that they could not join their rivals on the ice. What's more, Olympic bronze medalists Madison Hubbell and Zachary Donohue have also retired, so the entire podium is now empty with the top 3 teams MIA. Given the circumstances, was it really a surprise that America took home most of the awards? The only real challenge left was Sakamoto, and she remains undefeated. It's as if the stars themselves have aligned to grant the USA this victory, isn't it? But many more secrets and conspiracies are lurking under the so-called perfect world of ice skating. Also, what are you hiding? In a widely controversial move, the Russian anti-doping authority, also known as RUSADA, has made Kamila Valieva's case confidential. Something seems mega sus. No, in February of this year, Kamila won the Winter Games for Russia. Then, it was revealed that she tested positive for a banned drug only 2 months ago in December. She then appealed the provisional suspension and was allowed to compete in the women's event. There, the 15-year-old struggled several times and finished 4th. Now, we'd all been waiting impatiently for the investigation into her to be complete. For some reason, it took the entire summer to complete. Now, the Russian agency has finally reached a decision. But guess what? We won't know what it is. The decision is confidential, so we may never know if she cheated or not. The RUSADA said they made the choice because she's still very young. Bates is not happy though. Bates had won silver at the same games. He would have been entitled to a gold medal if Valieva was disqualified, but alas, that's not happening. He thinks this is an insult to everyone who competed without drugs. He had hoped that after 8 months, there would be some transparency and answers given to him. If not the public, then at least the fellow competitors deserve to know. The Japanese could have gotten a silver and the Canadians a bronze if Kamila was indeed found guilty, but just like Bates, they're still waiting. Lastly, why so sus? The World Anti-Doping Agency, also known as the WADA, rules say the disclosure in the case of a protected person is optional, so RUSADA is doing nothing illegal, at least technically. But the USA has other opinions. Travis Tigert, CEO of the US Anti-Doping Agency, said this is all a joke. This is why no one trusts WADA, because they fail to disclose things that matter. If Kamila has nothing to hide, tell the people. This is the first step to building trust. Otherwise, the Olympics Committee and WADA have lost their credibility. Damn, those are some big accusations. But we see his point. They exist to catch those that aren't playing fair. If they can't do that, what even is the point? That's it for today. Do you think Valieva is innocent or guilty? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with another video soon.